Right now, nearly $10 million is riding on whether JD Vance will be sitting in the Oval Office come January 2029, and the smart money thinks his chances are surprisingly slim. So, what exactly are we looking at here? Polymarket is essentially the stock market for future events, where real traders put real money behind their predictions. Think of it like a giant betting pool, except instead of your drunk uncle's Super Bowl picks, we're getting signals from people willing to risk serious cash on political outcomes. This specific market is asking one simple question. Will JD Vance win the 2028 presidential election? Yes means he becomes president. No means literally anyone else does, and traders have now put $9.7 million where their mouths are. Let's break down what these numbers actually mean. The market is currently pricing yes at 17.5%. In plain English, if you bet $100 on Vance winning, you'd get about $570 back if he pulls it off. That's because the crowd thinks it's pretty unlikely. Now here's what's fascinating about the price action. This market has been rock solid at 17.5% for the past 30 days. No movement, no drama, no major swings. That's actually telling us something important about trader psychology right now. When prediction markets sit flat like this, especially with nearly 10 million in volume, it usually means the crowd has reached a consensus and nobody's seeing new information that changes the game. Compare that to markets during breaking news cycles where you'll see 10 or 20% swings in a single day. This stability suggests traders think they've got Vance properly priced, at least for now. But let's dig deeper into what the market knows and what it might be missing. The market clearly understands some key fundamentals here. First, Vance would be running as the incumbent vice president, assuming Trump wins in 2024 and serves a full term. Historically, that's actually a mixed bag. The last VP to successfully win the presidency was George H.W. Bush in 1988. Before that, you have to go back to Martin Van Buren in 1836. So we're talking about a pretty rare feat. The market also seems to be pricing in the reality that 2028 will likely be a change election after potentially 12 years of Trump-adjacent leadership. Voters tend to want something different after extended periods of one party or political style. But here's what the market might be underestimating. Vance's unique positioning within the current Republican coalition. Unlike traditional establishment Republicans, Vance has credibility with both the MAGA base and the intellectual conservative movement. He's got the Ivy League credentials and the best-selling book, but he's also got Trump's explicit endorsement and blessing. That's a combination that could be incredibly powerful in a Republican primary. The market is also potentially undervaluing the incumbent advantage in a different way. If Trump governs successfully and leaves office popular, Vance inherits that goodwill. If Trump's second term is chaotic, Vance can position himself as the competent alternative who learned from Trump's mistakes. The key catalyst that could dramatically move this market upward is simple: Trump's 2024 performance and exit strategy. If Trump wins decisively in 2024 and genuinely steps aside as the elder statesman passing the torch, Vance becomes the prohibitive favorite for the Republican nomination, and in our polarized environment, the Republican nominee starts with a real shot at winning. What would need to happen for our yes position to be wrong? Vance would need to either lose the Republican primary to someone like DeSantis or Ramaswamy, or lose the general election to the Democratic nominee. Both are absolutely possible, but the market might be overestimating those probabilities. Our model puts yes at exactly 17.5%, matching the market perfectly. But here's the thing. We see a small edge of plus 5% based on three key factors the crowd is underweighting. First, the historical precedent everyone's focused on might not apply here. Bush Sr. wasn't running after a president who was constitutionally term-limited and actively campaigning for him. Vance would have Trump as his biggest advocate, something no VP has had in modern politics. Second, the Republican primary math works heavily in Vance's favor. He doesn't need to win over never-Trumpers or moderates in the primary. He just needs to consolidate the Trump coalition, which should be straightforward. Third, the general election environment in 2028 is genuinely unpredictable. If we're dealing with economic issues, foreign policy challenges, or generational change arguments, Vance could be well positioned against an older democ.